Yo, it's your boy Jay Best. Welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, episode 12. Sorry, 12, y'all. Episode 12. Look, today, the NBA starts. But first, as always, I gotta say thank you, God, for waking me up this morning and allowing me to talk about sports, which is something that I love to do. And without him, I would not be here right now. But y'all, today the NBA starts, y'all, and I'm gonna go ahead and preview today's games, and then I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the NFL from what happened week 6. All right, so tonight we got the 76ers going against the Boston Celtics, y'all, and then we got the Lakers going against the Warriors. So first game, of course, is the 76ers and the Celtics. Okay, I'm looking at two teams that last year, of course, the Celtics went to the finals, but I think this year the loss of Ime Udoka, the head coach for the Celtics, is going to hurt them a lot, okay? As y'all know, the Celtics last year in January, they was under 500 in late January. Okay, so on that last little stretch to the playoffs, guess what? Ime Udoka turned that team around, focused on defense, and they became the second seed in the East. So I'm looking at a head coach that has great leadership, that turned them boys up for defense, all right? That was one of the main coaches in the NBA that emphasize defense. You know, today's NBA is all about shooting, all about scoring points, all about ISO ball. But he made sure that his team locked down on the defensive side. Even his star, Jason Tatum, was able to lock up on the defensive end, going along with Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Robert Williams, of course. But I think him not being there with this suspension is going to hurt them, honestly. The coach that they have now was the only head coaching experience he has is from college, at a D2 college, I believe. So I think that's going to really take a toll on him, because coaching does matter. Look at the Nets. Steve Nash. Coaching does matter. Steve Nash not a great coach, but he has stars. But guess what? It doesn't equal anything. Coaching does matter. So I think Ime Udoka is going to have a huge impact on this season because he's not there. But they did acquire Malcolm Brogdon, who last year averaged 19 points and 6 assists. So you added another scorer and somebody that can dish the ball out. Of course, going along with Jason Tatum, who's a top 5 player in this league, in my opinion, maybe top 6. I'm gonna give y'all my top players on another day, but I think he's definitely top 5, top 6 scoring wise. He's a star out of Duke, and going along with Jaylen Brown, who's also another who turned up last year. Last year we didn't know Jaylen Brown was who he was, but in the finals you saw Jaylen Brown some games was taking over the team versus Jason Tatum. So they got two stars that can literally take over a game. So that's just a lot to deal with. And you got Marcus Smart on the defensive end, Al Horford on the defensive end, Robert Williams on the defensive end, and they also contribute on the offensive end as well. So I believe this team is ready. But I think they need somebody to lead it, and without Ime Udoka, I don't trust this new head coach. So I think that this year, of course, they're gonna make the playoffs, but they're not gonna go to the finals. I do not think. And you got the 76ers, y'all, who last year lost in the second round. So 4 of the past 5 years, they've lost in the second round of the playoffs. We're looking at Joel Embiid, James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. That's their big 4. But as y'all know, James Harden came mid-season last year, so him and Joel really didn't gel as much. Right, this year they'll have a full season to be able to gel and to be able to get on the same page. Chemistry will rise, and then they have Doc Rivers as a head coach, who I have all my trust in. I do think Doc Rivers can get this team to the promised land. So honestly, the 76ers are, to me, going to be in the conference championship, and it's because of Ime Udoka not being with the Celtics. And then I think the Nets are not going to make it there. So I really got the Bucks and the 76ers in the conference championship. That's all I'm going to say for right now. I'm not giving the finals winners. I'm just saying who I think will be in the conference championship. Those 4 teams, those are the 4 main teams in the East. Of course, you can't forget about Miami, right? But those 4 or 5 teams are the main teams. But I think Boston losing Ime Udoka is going to hurt them a lot. The 76ers, who added P.J. Tucker, right? Added P.J. Tucker, who shoots great from the three-point line and plays great defense. And like I said, with the big 4 they have, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, and Tobias Harris, they should be able to make a long run this year. Not saying championship, just make a long run. So in that game tonight, the 76ers at Boston against the Celtics, I got to go with the 76ers. Like I said, I think the Celtics got to figure some things out, figure out what their identity is without Ime Udoka. So I'm going to go with the 76ers tonight against the Celtics. And then we got the Warriors the Lakers against the Warriors, because it's in Golden State. Now, for those of y'all that know me, y'all know I'm a huge LeBron fan. I do think he's the GOAT. I do think that he's still the best player in the league. I don't know why people are even making that a debate. He averaged 30 points last year, along with what my notes said. He averaged 30 points last year, along with 8 assists and 6 rebounds a game. So I think that LeBron James is still playing at a very high level. People say that he's close to being washed. People say that he's close to his age is going to be a factor eventually. But all I see is him getting better he's getting better with time, in my opinion, especially from the three ball. I think he's shooting the three a whole lot better than he did in Miami or than he did in Cleveland in his early days. So in 30 points in game last year was his second highest after his third year in the NBA. He averaged 31, right? And then last year he averaged 30. So third year in the NBA compared to now, and he's still averaging 30 points. Like, he's just not aging. He's not at all. He's getting younger. So I think LeBron James would do his thing as always. He's going to average. And then this year, he's also going for that scoring title. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, go ahead and scoot over, because LeBron is coming for the number one scorer of all time in terms of points scored of all time. This year, the Lakers did hire Darvin Ham from who's assistant coach with the Bucks. Okay, he has a defensive mentality, and that's what this team needs. Last year, the Lakers were terrible in defense. So you add in a defensive-minded coach to come in, and really his job, his assignment, is to help Russell Westbrook find his spot on the team. Last year, I was worried when we did get Russell Westbrook because Russ needs the ball in his hands. Russ is Mr. Trip Dub. Y'all know that's Russ. He averaged triple doubles. That's what he did at OKC. That's what he did in Washington. That's what he did everywhere he goes. He puts up numbers. So in order to put up numbers, you need the ball in your hands. But that's not really going to work when you have an Anthony Davis and a LeBron James, who are your two primary scorers, your two primary people with the ball in their hands. So I did not like the acquisition only because of that, of Russell Westbrook. So last year we struggled trying to find out what we can do with him, but this year Darvin Ham and him, they've been in contact since Darvin Ham got the job. So I think Darvin Ham's really trying to get Russell Westbrook into the game plan, trying to get him a role in this team. And Russ got to sit back and say, look, I'm not what I once was. I can't be what I once was in order to win. I have to do what I got to do. I think he should just come off the bench. Let him have the ball with the second group. Let him be the distributor. Let him have the ball more with the second group versus with the starting five. Anthony Davis, y'all know he is just a health problem. Like, he just can't stay healthy. He's missed more games in the last 2 seasons than he's played. Y'all know the best ability is availability, and he's never available. This is why the Lakers struggle the past 2 years, because AD is the heart and soul of this team. Like, LeBron can do what he does. Last year he averaged 30. It didn't mean anything. Lakers still missed the playoffs. AD is the heart and soul of this team. We need AD to go out there and average 25, 28, 15. We need that. 25 points, 15 rebounds. We need that. That's exactly what we need. LeBron will do his thing, of course. We need to find a role for Russ. But for those of y'all that also know me, I hate Patrick Beverley. I really do. His game, it gets under my skin. So I know he getting under players' skin on the court. I cannot stand Patrick Beverley. And now he's in a Lakers uniform. It's going to be so hard for me to sit there and cheer for the Lakers whenever he has the ball in his hands or when he's doing his antics during the game. So I'm really going to struggle this year, y'all. And especially tonight, I'm going to find out how much I'm going to struggle, because I just cannot stand Patrick Beverley. And then he had the nerve when they had his first interview with the team. And they asked him, like, Patrick Beverley, how does it feel to play with AD and Bron? And Patrick Beverley was like, they playing with me. I went to the playoffs last year. Who are you? Like, stuff like that. Like, that's too much confidence for you not to be that good, bro. Like, the highlight of your career, the things that you do is talk. That's what you do. Talk, fight. You get in people's faces. You get under their skin. That's what you do. You do that because you have no skill. Okay, defensively, cool. You good on the defense, but offensively, you are terrible. And I don't know why we got him, but hey, look, it is what it is. I got to deal with it. I might not be able to deal with it. By the end of this year, I might not even have a team. That's how much I hate Patrick Beverley. I might just be strictly LeBron. So what happened was I was a LeBron fan when he went back to Cleveland. So when he went back to Cleveland, that's when I became a LeBron fan. And then I followed LeBron to the Lakers. And my favorite 2 players was LeBron and AD. So when they joined forces, I said, oh my God, I'm just a Lakers fan now. So now that we added Patrick Beverley, I might just go back to being a LeBron fan and an AD fan, because I can't do it. Honestly, I just cannot do it. But they're going against the defending champs, the Golden State Warriors, y'all. The Golden State Warriors did lose Gary Payton II this offseason and Otto Porter. Now, These are two names that y'all sitting there saying, oh, they have no contribution. No, they did have contribution. Gary Payton was on the team. He guarded the best guard on the other team. So he guarded Luka Doncic, he guarded Devin Booker, he guarded the other team's best guard, and he led the team in defensive rating. So you're losing the best defender on your team outside of Draymond. You're losing that, and then also you're losing your man to put on the best guard. Now Klay Thompson is back fully healthy from injury. So Klay Thompson before was their best guard, defending guard. Now I believe he will go back to that role as long as that knee is fully healthy and everything. I think he can now go back and guard the best guard on the opposite team. But having Gary Payton, I think that was a luxury, and they let him go. He is gone. And Otto Porter, who when the Warriors went small ball, right, that's when they really killed a lot of teams, when they went small ball. And Otto Porter would play the 5 in the small lineups. He shot 37% from the 3-point line. So I think those are two big losses. I think it's going to hurt them more than help them this year. So I think that those two losses are huge. But you do have James Wiseman coming back. James Wiseman was a huge prospect in the draft a couple years ago coming out of Memphis. I think James Wiseman does bring a lot of talent to this team, but they will slowly work him in as he's still getting back from injury and things of that nature. And then you got Jordan Poole, who they just signed an extension with, who had a good year last year, and Andrew Wiggins, who also had a good year last year. They gave them both extensions. But of course we all know about the Draymond and Jordan Poole altercation, whatever, in practice. I don't think that's going to play a huge role in how this team does this year. I think this team will still make it to the Western Conference Finals past all that. So I think, of course, the first couple months, he's still trying to get the team back on the same page after what happened. But I think down the road, down the line, these are veterans. They've been here before. They just won a championship last year. I believe they will see the bigger task at hand, and they will get back on the same page down the season. But tonight, Warriors Lakers, I think LeBron would have a huge night. LeBron would come out opening night and let the league know that he ain't going nowhere no time soon. But I do think the Warriors will win tonight. So I got the Warriors tonight, and I do got the 76ers tonight. Tomorrow night, so these are the only two games for today, but tomorrow night it's a lot of games actually, but the two big games tomorrow that I highlighted was the Pelicans and the Nets, and then the Mavericks and the Suns. Pelicans and Nets, I believe Zion's playing, I think, so I'm gonna still go with the Nets though. I think KD and Kyrie can be able to overcome the Pelicans. And then of course Mavericks and Suns, Luka is going to have a great day, probably a 30-point triple-double as always, the second best player in the league, Luka Doncic. But I am going with the Suns at home. Once again, this is opening night, and this is so different from the NFL. Like, NBA opening night really don't mean anything. Like, of course, it sets the tone for the rest of the year, but it's not a must-win game. It's not. Once again, you have 82 games in the NBA. This is not a 16, 17 game season like the NFL is. So it's just a different vibe. Of course, we're excited that the NBA is back. I'm going to have to figure out how to put the NBA in these episodes. You know, they play like every day, right? So I got to figure it out. But the NBA is back tonight. 76ers, Celtics, I got 76ers. And then the Lakers and Warriors, I do have the Warriors. Now, let's go ahead and get straight to the point with this NFL, y'all. Week 6, down the drain. I went 8-6 this week. Got 8 right. Got 6 wrong. And now I need to go on a little rant real quick, because y'all, the people are starting to make me mad, starting to get under my skin, starting to make my skin boil. Okay, look. These hype trains got to stop. They have to. I'm watching First Take the other day. Well, actually, I think it was today or yesterday. And the topic was who's gonna make the playoffs, the Jets or the Giants. Like, look, some teams are hot right now, but that don't mean just automatically assume they playoff contenders. Like, I just don't like that. Like, going into this season, the Jets and the Giants was irrelevant. Now, 6 weeks into the season, we're already saying they're playoff contenders. Like, that's just crazy. Remind you, their quarterback is Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson. We have to remember that. They're doing good right now. I will admit that. But to say they're automatically in the playoffs, or to say they're even playoff contenders right now, is crazy to me. I don't want to hear it. And then A-Rod and Tom Brady, two teams that are struggling a little bit right now. People have the nerve to say they're not good, they're not going to the playoffs. You're talking about Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Through 6 weeks, you're going to count them out. Like, how much sense does that make? That makes no sense at all. So these hype trains got to stop. People are down on teams that preseason we said was championship contenders, the Bucks and the Packers, and I'm sticking to it. They will turn it around eventually. The Packers are dealing with no receivers right now. They're trying to get the receivers on the same page with A-Rod. So they have to run the ball a lot. This is not going to be the same explosive team that it once was. Yes, they look bad against the Jets, but I'm not going to sit here and say in week 6 that they're done. The Bucks lost to the Steelers. Hey, the Steelers played a good game. How about that? How about that? People saying that the Bucks just look terrible. No, the Steelers played a good game. And the Bucks, yes, they've been on a rough little stretch. But then you think Tom Brady is really going to let this team go on a losing streak that long? You think they really going to have a losing season? You think they're going to miss the playoffs? Like, come on now. Like some things, some topics that y'all are throwing out there is crazy. Like Cowboys fans talking about when Dak comes back. When Dak, did y'all see Dak in week 1? Like these trends, y'all. It makes me so mad. Like, for example, look at y'all first 3 weeks. Y'all talking about Lamar Jackson. Pay that man. Pay that man. How you look the past 3 weeks? Y'all tell me that. So y'all so quick to jump to conclusions. I'm not going at anyone individually. I'm talking about the sports media / sports world as a whole. Y'all like to go at what's hot, and I understand that, but y'all got to be real at some point. Okay, the Jets are good right now, but do you really think they're going to keep it up for 11 more games? Like, honestly. The Giants are good right now, but do you really think they're going to be... And look, if they do make the playoffs, then I'm wrong. But right now, you cannot say that. I wonder why y'all trust Zach Wilson and Daniel Jones more than y'all trust Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. That's just crazy to me. And I think y'all have to stop it right now because y'all going to look real stupid when it comes to the playoffs, and neither one of them are there. Whew, I had to get that out. I had to because people are making me so mad with that. But speaking of Lamar Jackson, the Giants did beat the Ravens 24-20. Daniel Jones 19-27, 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson 17-32, 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 7 carries for 77 yards. They did get Kenyon Drake going, one of the new running backs for the Baltimore Ravens. He had 10 rushes for 119 yards and a touchdown. Saquon Barkley 22 carries, 83 yards and 1 touchdown. I rushed through that because I want to get to Lamar Jackson. This game was about Lamar Jackson, the man that y'all said the first 3 weeks y'all blowing up my phone. Jay Best, give Lamar Jackson his credit. Jay Best, Lamar Jackson is him. Jay Best, Lamar Jackson is that guy. And I keep telling y'all he cannot close games. He just can't. Y'all, this is why he's not paid. Simple as that. This is why. Because they know he can't finish games. What has he won in the past couple of years? Y'all keep talking about Lamar Jackson, raving. No. Stop raving about this man. I don't understand. The Ravens went up 20-10 with 12 minutes and 54 seconds left. 20-10 with 12 minutes and 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Mahomes win that game. Josh Allen wins that game. Brady wins that game. A-Rod wins that game. All them top quarterbacks will win that game. But Lamar Jackson throws a careless interception on 3rd down and gives the Giants the ball on the Ravens 13. So on the 13-yard line going in, he threw that terrible. Look at this interception. First of all, the snap was messed up. I get that. Pick it up. He rolls out. Throw it away. Like, why are you trying to force something? You forced it into double coverage. Like, there was nothing there. He just threw it up. What did he choked? Simple as he gagged. It's simple as that. He's trying to make plays when it's not there. Like, what are you doing? This is what I mean by he cannot close out games. And people are so quick to say, oh, the defense lost the game. No, they did not. The defense did not lose the game. The defense had 4 sacks. The defense had a pretty good game. Right? But when you throw an interception and give them the ball in 13, what defense going to stop them now? All the momentum is on the Giants side. They're in New York. And they're on the 13-yard line with Saquon Barkley. So what they do, they run it in for a touchdown. Now it's 17-20. 17-20. And then Lamar fumbles the ball. You know, I take that back. I'm sorry, scratch that. They was up 20-10, and then the Giants scored, so now it's 20-17. And then Lamar threw this terrible interception. When it's time to close the game, he threw that terrible interception. So now it's 20-17. Throws the interception. They get the ball on the 13-yard line. They run it in. Now it's 20-24. So now Lamar, redeem yourself. Lamar, go down the field and score a touchdown. Put your team back up. Show us you're that guy. Show us you deserve to be paid all that money. And guess what he does? He fumbles. And now the game is over. Like, Lamar, what you're folding. You are selling games. You are not closing games. Great quarterbacks close games. Josh Allen closed the game. He's a great quarterback. Like, you got to close these games, Lamar. That's why I'm not buying it. That's why I'm not jumping on this hype train. That's why I do not believe in Lamar Jackson. They are 3-3 right now. Some people going into the season said the Ravens was a Super Bowl contender. No, they're not. They're 3-3. They're a playoff contender, right? I believe they can make the playoffs. Maybe wild card. Maybe win. I don't think they'll win the division this year. I'm just not a fan of Lamar right now. He's not closing games. Lamar in the fourth quarter this year. Fourth quarter is money time. Fourth quarter is when it's time to close the game out. In the fourth quarter, he has thrown 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, and has a QBR of 28. I'm going to let y'all think about that till I get back on the show on Friday, because that makes no sense. That makes no sense. Y'all sitting telling me he's him when he cannot finish games in the fourth quarter. That's your worst quarter. That can't happen. Whatever you did the first quarter through the third quarter, why can't you do it in the fourth quarter? It's as simple as that. The reason why I'm ranting right now is because people keep telling me at Lamar Jackson, hey, Jalen, you're wrong about Lamar. Jalen, you're wrong about Lamar. But every game they lost this year, he lost the lead. And I've been telling you he cannot close games since the Miami game. And ever since then, they've been blowing leads and losing games. They're 3-3 right now. Terrible. Good win, Giants. Next, I'm gonna go with the Steelers and the Bucks. We was 10-point underdogs in this game. We beat the Bucks 20-18. Kenny Pickett 11-18, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. Mitch Trubisky 9-12, 144 yards, 1 touchdown. Tom Brady 25-40, 243 yards, 1 touchdown. So that game, let me tell you something. The Steelers defense came to play. It's simple as that. We was missing our 3 starting corners. So no Cam Sutton, no Ahkello Witherspoon, no Levi Wallace. Missing all 3 of our corners. And no Minka Fitzpatrick. Already don't have TJ Watt. So coming into this game, I was being real. I said, you know what? Chances are not high. I even picked the Bucks to win this game. But our D-line was pressuring Tom Brady all day long. So for those of y'all saying Tom Brady washed, Tom Brady can't get the job done, well, guess what? He had Steelers in his face the whole entire game. The Steelers had 2 sacks and constant pressure. They had 8 pressures and over 20%. They had an over 20% pressure percentage. So over 20% of the game, they had pressure. That is still a football. This is what we've been missing the past 4 games. So the people that counted us out and said we are dead in the water, guess what? We're 2-4. We're 2-4. Lamar and them are 3-3. We 1 game behind the Ravens, who y'all love so much. All right, so we are still alive. I'm not gonna say we about to go to the playoffs. I'm not gonna just stamp that right now, but we are still alive. So people that are counting us out, we are still alive. Chase Claypool had a great game, 7 catches for 96 yards. Chris Godwin, of course, had 6 catches for 95 yards, and Mike Evans only had 4 catches for 42 yards. Mind you, we had nothing in the secondary, so I thought Tom Brady was gonna tear us up. But when you get pressure on any quarterback, you can win games. And then we held the Bucks to 1 for 4 in the red zone. They got to the red zone, but they could not score. This was a huge win for the Steelers. I told y'all we had to win 1 of the next 3. Then we get TJ back. Of course, we'll be playing uphill because we'll be 2-7, something like that, 2-6, something like that. But this game, which I didn't expect us to win, we won it, and it was a huge win. Now we're playing Miami on Sunday night, which is a very winnable game. This is the game I thought we would win. I thought we would lose to the Bucks, beat Miami, lose to the Eagles. But we beat the Bucks. Let's go to Miami. Let's get a dub, and then we play the Eagles. All right. Mike Tomlin, never count him out. Okay, I'm getting tired of people saying, "Oh, this Mike Tomlin first losing season." No, it's not. The season is not over. But go ahead, sleep on the Steelers. We suck. That's cool. Y'all keep that same energy, please. Next, I'm going to go with the Bills and the Chiefs. The Bills did beat the Chiefs 24-20. Okay, Josh Allen, 27-40, 329 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mahomes, 25-40, 338 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. This was a game of the week that I picked out for y'all to watch, and it was a good game. It led up to everything it was supposed to. Travis Kelce, 8 catches, 106 yards. And you know what? This time, Travis Kelce had some help. Juju Smith-Schuster, y'all, who hasn't done anything all year. He had 5 catches, 113 yards, and a touchdown. So Juju is now is making a name for himself in that offense. So now Mahomes has 2 trusted targets, I believe, and that would make things a lot easier for Mahomes going forward. But Stephon Diggs only had 10 catches for 148 yards and a touchdown. Gabriel Davis, 3 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown as well. But the surprising thing, so I knew them 2 was going to do good because I don't trust the Chiefs secondary, okay? I thought Josh Allen would have a great game throwing the ball. He did, 329 yards, 3 touchdowns. But Devin Singletary, okay, running back for the Bills, we never talk about the running game. It's all about Josh Allen throwing deep. It's all about Josh Allen picking apart defenses. But Devin Singletary had 17 carries for 85 yards. That's good for this offense. This offense, if they can build a run game, they're almost unstoppable. But the highlight of the game was this defense, y'all. The Bills had 3 sacks, okay? Von Miller had 2 of them. So they signed Von Miller for games like this. You got to get pressure on Mahomes. You got to make him uncomfortable. And Von Miller did that. This is why they paid him all that money. So he can come and do this to close out games and to win games for this team, which he's doing right now. And both of those pressures, so one of these pressures led Mahomes to roll out to the right, and he threw a pick in the red zone, which was a bad throw in my opinion. I think he forced it, but the pressure made him escape the pocket. And then the other interception he threw, which was the game-ending interception, is another. He got pressured, rolled out, forced the pass, threw a pick. So both interceptions was made by pressure, basically. So he threw an interception because he got pressured, okay? And this Bills defense looked different than it did. So remember last year they lost in the playoffs to the Chiefs in the divisional round. But look at these numbers. So in 2021, the playoffs last year, they had 21 pressure dropbacks. So when Mahomes dropped back 21 times, they got pressure on him. But Mahomes was successful 53% of the time. So he had a 53% success rate against 21 pressure dropbacks. But this game on Sunday they pressured him 22 times. So he had 22 pressure dropbacks, and he was only successful on 32%. So this D-line, this front four for the Bills, this defense did better as a whole. And of course, Mahomes and them almost scored. I think they scored like 40 points last year in the playoffs. This year they only scored 20. And a big part of that is, I think, Tyreek Hill not being able to have that big play that is going to hurt them against teams like this, I believe. So, great win by the Bills. This was potentially an AFC Championship game. I think it's safe to say that. I'm not going to guarantee it, but it's safe to say it at this point because these have been the best two teams thus far in the AFC. So that was a great game. Josh Allen went and made that long drive to score and go up and close the game, unlike somebody I know. But then Mahomes went out, like I said, got pressured and threw an interception to end it. And last but not least, y'all, I'm trying to stay under 30 minutes. That's why I'm rushing. All right, some people have texted me and said, "Look, J-Best, you said 30 minutes, right? Not 40, okay?" So I'm trying to get 30 minutes. That's why it seemed like I'm kind of rushing. I threw the NBA in today, so I couldn't take my time. But the Eagles and the Cowboys, y'all, 26. The Eagles did beat. No, I'm sorry. Yes, the Eagles beat the Cowboys 26-17. Okay, the Eagles did beat the Cowboys. Jalen Hurts went 15 to 25, 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's not really a big stat line, right? 155 yards, that's pretty average. But he made the necessary throws to win this game, and the game was very easy because of the Eagles' defense. Cooper Rush went 18 to 38, 181 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. The Eagles, 136 rushing yards. The Cowboys, 134 rushing yards. So this game, both teams show that they can stick to the ground and run the football. I love what the Eagles did, guys. Of course, everybody knows who the man is for Dallas, Micah Parsons. What the Eagles do, they attacked Michael Parsons, but it wasn't like for example, if you're going against a team that got Michael Strahan, any great D lineman, right? Charles Haley, anybody, you don't run at them the whole game. That's just stupid. But with Michael Parsons, what they did was they put him in an option situation. So basically, they said Jalen Hurts, we go either run the ball or Jalen Hurts gonna pull it. And when Jalen Hurts pulls it, he can throw it. So really, Jalen Hurts had 3 options on every single play that they went at Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons was going to be wrong regardless, whether he went in for the run, whether he let Jalen Hurts run, and then Jalen Hurts was going to pass it. Regardless, Michael Parsons was going to be wrong. And I love that game plan. They just attacked Michael Parsons that way, though. They didn't say we're going to throw the ball all day. What they did was they ran the ball very effectively, and they attacked Michael Parsons through read options, through RPOs. That's how you attack good edge rushers, I think, and it perfectly worked out. But the Cowboys, on the other hand, y'all had 10 penalties, guys. 10 penalties and gave the Eagles 72 yards. That just cannot happen. Cowboys was the most penalized team last year, and this year it started to show. 10 penalties. That's Mike McCarthy. He's not a great coach in my opinion. He's not a good coach. And this is what y'all have to deal with for the next couple of weeks, for the rest of the year, honestly. You have to deal with Mike McCarthy. You have to deal with an undisciplined team that's giving y'all 10 sacks in this game that could be a huge factor to why y'all lost. But the Cowboys did get 2 sacks in the first half. Lane Johnson got hurt. But Lane Johnson, the right tackle for the Eagles, he got hurt with a concussion. But when he was in there, he was locking Michael Parsons up. Okay, Michael Parsons had 0 sacks. And it's all because of Lane Johnson. Second half, of course, Michael Parsons didn't get a sack. But he didn't get a sack because Lane Johnson was doing a great job blocking him. Okay, there's no right tackle in the league other than Lane Johnson that I think can hold Micah Parsons. But this is the problem that I have with the Cowboys. So the Cowboys, y'all lean on y'all defense. Y'all say y'all defense is going to take y'all to the promised land. But in the fourth quarter, when it was 17-20, right? So Cooper Rush brought y'all back up. It was 17-20. You let Jalen Hurts and them boys go on a 13-play drive for 75 yards and a touchdown. Took up 7 minutes and 37 seconds. That's when your defense got to step up and make plays. If your defense is the primary source of your team, if your defense is what's going to get y'all to the promised land, then hey, you got to be able to, the defense got to make plays. Michael Parsons, where were you? Trevon Diggs, where were you? Somebody had to make a play and nobody could. The Eagles just walked down the field and scored. But the thing about the Eagles, man, that I love so much on the year, so the whole year, they had 14 takeaways. So they took the ball away 14 times from other teams, but they've only given it up twice. That is a huge stat line, guys. That means they are not turning over the ball, but they are making teams give them the ball. That's the biggest turnover differential in the league by a lot. So with that stat right there will make any team great. If you just don't turn the ball over, but you getting turnovers, that is a great stat line for any football team. Cowboys go down. Look, y'all got Dak coming back, and I'm hearing a lot of people say that Dak played in that game, they would have won. When Dak comes back, we go into the promised land. Dak. All I hear is Dak. But when we saw Dak when open the night in week 1, a lot of Cowboys fans were shaking y'all heads. A lot of y'all were shaking y'all heads like, Dak, what are you doing? But this is the same Dak that y'all saying when he comes back, y'all going to be, Super Bowl contenders. We going to see, though. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet. Like Stephen A. say, just wait. Just wait. Be patient and just wait. Y'all are very high right now, Cowboy Nation, and I'm going to let y'all have it. But like Stephen A. say, just wait. All right? I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient. Y'all going to get y'all wins now, but I'm trying to tell you somewhere down the line, Dak Prescott is going to fold as usual because he's just not that guy in my opinion. But y'all swear him now. He's top 10. Hey, y'all have at it. But look, today did feel kind of rushed. I'm going to try and manage my time a little better. Throwing in the NBA with these NFL games is going to be, and my little rant I went on, it's gonna be hard to kind of keep all that together. But it's a working process. Y'all just stick with me. I'm trying to do the best I can. Okay, this is still pretty much new. And like I said, with the NBA coming, I got to figure out a way to try and mix both and mesh both to create these episodes. But I did go over 30 minutes. Even though I tried to rush, I went over 30 minutes. But I want to thank you for listening. If you did listen to this, if you did watch this, I want to thank you for listening. God bless you, okay? Enjoy the NBA tonight. Enjoy Thursday Night Football, Arizona and the Saints. I'm going with the Saints, okay? Arizona not looking good right now, but the Saints are starting to get healthy. Hopefully they can make a little run because they need it in that NFC. But that is it for today, y'all. I'm out of here, and I'm about to go watch this game tonight. Y'all enjoy. I will see y'all again on Friday. Keep God first, and you will always be okay. Much love. I'm out.